Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, I suppose, wherever you are, YouTube world. This is Nev coming back to you for my second video. I wanted to talk about a few things today, starting with face care, skincare, I guess. My skin is super red and broken out right now, and it's very frustrating. You'd think at 40, I'd have to worry about lines, but I don't have as many lines as I do rosacea. So I am going to do a test of all the skincare products that I have at home and see which ones actually work. So for 1 week, morning and evening, I'm going to wash my face with one type of product, and then after a week we'll see how it looks, and then I'll try the next product. So this week I'm starting with Paula's Choice Ultra Gentle Cleanser, along with the Paula's Choice Rescue and Repair Moisturizer. I'm also going to use this ProCure Rosacea extract. It's licorice extract. And every day, because I live in Colorado, I use the Neutrogena Clear Face 55. I will link all these in the comments below so you guys can look at them on Amazon. They're not very expensive. I don't have tons of money, so I'm not spending tons on face care. So I'm going to try these for a week, see how they work, try something else, and see what combination works for my skin the best. Now, this is not going to work for everyone else's skin, maybe just mine, but it drives me crazy. Hormones, getting older, whatever. My skin has turned red. I'm also Irish, so I have this like underlying red tone anyway, but it just seems to have gotten worse as I've gotten older. So we'll try it. We'll see what happens. So I want to thank anyone who watched my first couple videos, where I was just talking about my life and my son and what I'm going to share on this platform, which I think is great for people just to share whatever they are feeling or whatever they want. It's kind of the modern day journal, and I really like it. So I was going to talk today about things that help you cope with trauma. I was diagnosed after my son was born with post-traumatic stress. Now, I don't have PTSD, nothing like that. That is way more serious and something that comes from extreme trauma. But I did have some post-traumatic stress because of my son and the fear and what went into what happened to him. So dealing with stress or panic attacks or post-traumatic stress is hard and super scary, and for a professional to diagnose, I cannot stress how awesome therapy is. I've had a great therapist for years. I started therapy pretty young because my parents got divorced, and that's kind of what parents do, and I've been in therapy pretty much my whole life. I think the fact that there are places like BetterHelp these days is pretty awesome, because people can get help without having to find a therapist. They can go online. During COVID, everything moved online, so it's great that there are those options. And I have used medication throughout my life. I have been prescribed different meds. Some have been great, some have not. And that is just me. That is just my story. But I also have tried to turn to other things. Exercise, meditation, and one of the things that I found that has been great for me is laughter. So my son, when he came home from the hospital finally, and we were figuring out how everything worked, he used to throw up a lot, like 8 times a day. And he'd even throw up sometimes at night. He'd hardly wake up. He'd throw up, and I'd have to wake him up and clean him up and change him and all these things. And that's stressful because we've lost some of the greatest singers and performers in the world to vomiting in their sleep. And I was always so scared to fall asleep. So my son started sleeping in the bed with me. My husband spent a lot of nights on the couch, and you know, we kind of figured out how it worked for us.